Morning, sports fans. Let me show my fairly white teeth. See my balaclava is blocking that. Radio sports fan. We're here in France. We have inclement weather, right? I've done myself up in the garbage bags, right? It's a garbage bag fully on my backpack, right? You get the straps out, where they are in the middle, you pop them in the middle, and then you cut up to the top, cut up to the top, cut up to the bottom, cut up to the bottom, pop them through. Make sure you got it flatter on the back. It will stretch it out and get wet. Then socks out of the garbage bags, either side. Yeah, and one hole through the garbage bag, put it over your head, then with your fingers, poke a hole through for your arms. Right, there we go. And then we're off. I've discovered that in France, it is not like in Australia, right? You can't walk in the rain in France and expect not to start hypothermia. Because you will get hypothermia, right? It's just going to happen. And you do that for a couple of days, unlimited resource for your body, you will be a nicely wrapped box of dead meat. Now, I know it's not snowing and everything, and definitely I'd be out there in the forest dead as a nicely wrapped bag of dead meat. I have no snow experience, and I'm not planning to have snow experience unless my scumbag family release me my $250,000 from my father's $1 million shares that I'm entitled to a quarter of. That I doubt that's happening anytime soon, because they love to see me a box of dead meat. And they get the $200,000, them scabby asshole bastards from hell. But that don't bother me, man, because they're not stopping me. I won't be stopping them either, because I believe in higher things. But I tell you what, this is what you got to do. You got no money. You got no money for 5 weeks. You've got to live in the forest and eat mushrooms. But I got to tell you, right, them pop-up mushrooms are way better than any you buy in the shop. But I don't suggest you go out there and eat them if you don't know what you're eating, because some of them things bloody will kill you quicker than anything else. Quicker than a red belly bite, right? So the ones I discovered, this nice guy on the internet, he shows them nicely, and that I have eaten. Right, they are there. People walk over the top of them. I throw them on my pot and cook them up, and they're delicious, like mushroom soup, and so much fluid in them, and it makes you feel really good. It's hot and everything, and they're easy to spot, and they're the only ones that look like that. This guy is like a genius young guy, and he gives you just the ones that are really different from the other one, and yeah, they're easy to spot. And I took a bit of a memory chance on it, but you know what I mean. You go, who dares wins. Fortune favours the brave, and God helps those that help themselves. And those three things were in my mind. And I said, that looks like that one. I can't imagine there's another one. And they're all around me here, and I could throw them in the pot right now and cook them up and eat them. And it'd be warming and delicious. Well, I didn't know it'd be delicious, but bang, I done it. And they're better than any mushroom I ever tasted, and better than I could buy in the shop too. And if I tried to buy them in the shop, I'd be spending like €8 easy for the amount I had. And it cost me nothing, just because I watched this guy on YouTube. Like this water I'm not walking through. Any little holes in my thing, I'll go out on the road. Yeah. In Australia, I'd walk through that no trouble, because sooner or later that big hot sun's going to come out. And if it doesn't come out, it's still hot in the day. Even though here it's like 10 to 13 degrees, which is, you know, not going to kill you. But you have that, your socks wet at 10 to 13 degrees, they never dry out. Man, and at night you got wet socks on your feet. Sooner or later your feet just start, like, rejecting the life that's in them. You know what I mean? So you keep them dry. I've got sealskin socks. They cost me $50 each. And in Australia, they're brilliant. And they are brilliant here, too. They're here. But the thing is, that wet, cold water from the sky on against your skin, close to your skin. I've got no underlayers because they're all in my luggage on the train. And what I think they done, it was a non-stop train. I thought, oh, I see them mucking around my luggage. I just thought they were sorting my luggage to like just put their luggage in. I said they can't get off because it's non-stop, and if it stops, they can't open the door. But I didn't. The train stopped for like 20 minutes. I thought it was another train coming down the track. They had to wait. But these people could have pushed the emergency button and then dove off the train with my bag, and then had an accomplice go like, oh, my young son here got out of the stroller and pushed the emergency button. Sorry, conductor, but all the time my 20 grand of shit in my luggage is bloody marching off into the bush, bloody putting food on their table and keeping me living off mushrooms in the bush for 5 weeks because I got fucking nothing. Dirty dogs. Luckily I kept my haversack on the bag with me, on the chair with me, so I still retain that. And fucking by fortune or someone else bloody helping me out, I don't know. But I found a tent, child's tent in the bush. One thing annoys me about this jacket, it's a good jacket, they're fold over here. It gets in my fucking eyes, and I know I can adjust it, but if they put a Velcro on here and here, where I could just fold it back out of my eyes when I want to see where I'm going, because I got to head to this bloody bridge up there and walk across that, right? I tell you what, it's annoying. All it needs is Velcro on the tip, Velcro up in the middle of my head, and I could fold that back and lock it out of the way for a minute, and then if the rain got too bad and I just want to walk along like a monk, like this, I can just Velcro it, you know what I mean? I don't know why they don't do it, it's annoying, because to get that out of my eyes, I've got to readjust the bands on both sides, and then that's annoying. So it's hard to do. You don't want to do stuff when you're walking along, right? All I want to do is see. And the only way I can see is to flap that back on top of my head and it'll just flop back down again because there's no Velcro. But I'll put Velcro in there myself. Yeah. But sportsman, I'm still enjoying life, right? And I'm heading west, right? I've marched from Stuttgart to Zurich on my feet. And I saw the snails everywhere and the slugs, and I thought, they're protein, but can I eat them, right? And my phone was out of charge, so I just had to bypass them for the whole Stuttgart-Zurich walk. And then when I got to Zurich and I could recharge my phone at the airport, yes, you can eat them if you carefully, because they got ratworm lung fucking disease, man. That gets in your brain, right? That ratworm gets in your brain. If you eat them raw, that ratworm goes in your brain, and because they're not rats, they can't complete the cycle and bypass out from the rat and right out of its brain. So they can't get out of our brain, so they just keep multiplying in our brain. And then if you take a worm treatment, or your body notices that they're there and starts killing them, the toxins that come out of the dead ratworm overcome your brain, make you a bloody paraplegic, man. You have a look at that guy in Australia. He's a little tough ass guy, right? Good looking, like one of them home and away guys. The Joker guy, you know, off home and away. He's good looking like that. It's a tragedy. But his friends were dead. Everyone's daring who can eat the slug. He's a tough ass. He goes, I'll eat the bloody slug. He ate the slug, but it had ratworm. Yeah, and then like maybe 6 weeks later, he noticed the effects, and then 6 months later, he's dead. And then you have a look at it on YouTube. Yeah, it's a tragedy, but lucky I didn't pick that thing up. I was so hungry to eat it, but I have eaten the slugs now after treating them. What I do is I carry coffee with me because I'm a bit of a coffee addict, right? I'm a bit of a coffee addict, and I carry coffee with me, but I know coffee is a sort of like diuretic thing, you know, not diuretic, it absorbs moisture. So I put them in the thing, about 10 slugs, poured coffee on them, and I see immediately this coffee makes them digest out the ooze that's in them. Yeah, so I leave them there a little bit. I purge them because they eat shit and everything, right? And so I left them there a couple of hours, Put them in the pot, boil them up 20 minutes, right, in boiling water over the fire, and then I give them a go. 5 of them, and they taste alright. They don't, they're very solid still, like they're not like a caterpillar or something, just hollow, you're eating the skin. No, they stay firm, and here's the lake. There are ducks in there. It's a bit overgrown, they got a fence around it for a good reason. This is my reference point. I notice I don't look for street names and that. I look for things that I noticed that I thought even this looked kind of beautiful in a way. And that's how I know my way back. Once upon a time I tried to follow street names back. I don't remember street names. Someone cut a hole through there. And you can eat, I'm pretty sure you can eat that fruit there. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to eat it because I don't know what it is. But I'm pretty sure that red with the black at the bottom is an edible fruit. I'd give one a go for you, but I can't reach them. And you notice, it's edible when the ones you can't reach, the ones that are gone, you could have reached, and the ones that you can't reach because people are popping them off and eating. Anyway, in France at the moment, there's fruit like that everywhere, and I do eat it. I eat the rose hip very much. For maybe 3 days I survive. For maybe 3 days I survive on rosehip alone. But you got to scrape the seeds out and the hairs out because they irritate your throat. And for some people, I'm not that susceptible to it. For some people, it can choke them and can die. These ones I don't know exactly, but I'm going to look it up when I can, and I'll find out. And I'll probably be eating them, but they're tiny. But the rosehip are really huge. And they have 8 times vitamin C of an orange. Yeah. So what I did, I don't suggest you do this, I just put them all in a pot with water and boil the hell out of it. So it was all like mush, and got a stick and mashed it all up. And that's kind of like, for me anyway, neutralises the irritant of the hairs and the seeds. So I eat the seeds, the fruit, the hairs and all. I just gulp it all down. Yeah, I have like a litre pot of them, and bang. But I tell you what, if it gets you from point A from point B, that's a good one. And then you got it. The heat would neutralise vitamin C, but then I just eat some raw. I scrape the seeds out, scrape the hairs out, and eat them raw, like to an amount of 2 oranges value, and then I got 2 orange value vitamin C. Yeah. So sports fans, I tell you what. Still in the game, it nearly took me out. I had to go to the Muslims. I was very lucky, very fortunate. They helped me out, and they're great people, and I'm glad they're here because I tell you what, they put me in a free room for the night with this other nice man from Poland called Sebastian. He's a great guy. Sebastian was a lovely guy. He gave me a meal ticket, his meal ticket, right? You find the people that live on the street, they know what you go through, so they're not out there to wreck you or anything, because they know how hard it is, and it's not easy. And so he gave me his meal ticket, but unfortunately, Sebastian, I got there an hour late, typical for me. By the time I found where this place was, it was shut. But I did try to go there, and but I had some money. They gave me some money. They gave me 20 euros to catch the bus to the place, to the free shelter. And it was lovely to sleep in a nice warm bed, and I pulled out all my gear and it dried out in the room. My sleeping bag and everything, which was a blessing. Because then tonight I brought some food at the shop, and I can pick these guys that are unique guys. I gotta say what it is. They're tough asses, right? They're fucking tough asses. I see this guy walking along. He's like down out to me like a sore thumb. Look at this, someone break that down again. I said, what? I said, where are you going? I asked him about his get-up, his gear he had on. He explained it to me. I said, yeah. And he comes out. I expect him to have a car or something. No. Man, he's got this bicycle set up like a genius, you know what I mean? And then he explains a few things to him, which is good for me. I can't miss this bridge. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah. And yeah, this guy was great, but it was raining, so I just rolled out my roll that I was given to by this, who I only consider a Russian dude. He gave me a roll, a foam roll, and a sleeping bag. I know back in Australia, for both of them, it cost me $300. He gave them to me, and God bless him too. And I thanked him. I said, "What's your name?" He wouldn't tell me his name, but he looked like a Russian dude, man, or Ukrainian is one of them. I'm kind of like both on both their sides, kind of thing. Yeah, because I know in Ukraine, they're on the east, they are Russian, and they want to be in Russia, and on the west, they want to be Western. Well, let them be Western Russian if I want. Then all them poor little kids don't have to get blown up, and all the poor little dogs and that blown up. But I did say 6 months ago, you know, it's the hammer and the anvil. You just bashing the hammer against the anvil, and you're both as tough as each other, you Russians and Ukrainians. And the West are going to pour weapons in there, and all them drones will be flown by top-class guys back in the US through the satellites. And they're going to zap them tanks. Bang, 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 bang. 1, 2, 3. But anyway, and well, now it's happened. But I hope everyone the best. Because I see them both the same. The Ukrainians and the Russians, they're both the same to me. They're both tough asses. Probably one of the toughest people on earth. There's a lot of, everyone's tough, but everyone lives in tough conditions. But yeah, them guys, they're pretty tough. And so, but I do hope for peace. But I've been given such help and such gratitude by the Muslim people when I needed it. The one time when I thought I'm not going to make it, and I asked for help, and I went for help. The Muslim people were there, so I can only say Allah Akbar to the Muslims here in France. And God bless them, because they went here, man. I tell you what, I don't know how many other people would be putting out their hand to help me. So I'm marching up onto this bridge, and I'm going to get the Golden Arches Wi-Fi, I tell you. I just try to slink in there and get the last chair outside somewhere, and look at my YouTube and try to take the best guy on in that chess game, and hope he beats me and hope I beat him. And then I'll make my plans on what I'm going to do, because I've got to get out of this before the snow comes. I have zero snow experience, and I'm having trouble with the wet, that if it soaks into your clothes, it doesn't go away. Not like in Australia, it will dry off at some point. Sun's going to come out, try them out in the nice sun, bang, 5 minutes it's all dry. No, not here. And it's cold. It's cold with the rain in Australia too, but here it's just this constant 10 degrees at the moment, and at night it's way less than 10 degrees, and you're never getting away from that. So I'm constantly near hypothermic all the time. And the only way I survive in the forest now is if I build a fire, right? The best fire lighter way to start wet wood that I found, not with a stick and wood and all this nonsense or bloody metho things or anything, right? You just get a piece of plastic off the road, like a bottle, and you wrap it around the stick and you light that, and you build your kindling thing out of wet wood and you shove it in the middle. Make a hole, leave a hole, and you shove it in the middle and just let it burn. And then if that one's nearly burned out, you get a second stick that you already made, just leave that one in there, and then you light that one, and you keep it burning till all the wood's so hot, all the water's off the wood and it's now dry. And then bang, that wood burns, you blow that sucker and you keep adding wood you already collected, and then you got yourself hot coals there that sustain in a light rain, and you're away. Yeah, that's the only thing that kept me going. I was in the woods, because my tent's got no fly. The rain just comes in and soaks me wet. And you can't survive like that here. Nothing dries out, it's all cold. And depleted. I'm very depleted on energy. I'm nothing like the poor people that suffered in the concentration camps, but you know what I mean? Some parts of my body look that way when I look in the mirror. And it's unsustainable. So with no fat reserves, you will just succumb to hypothermia. And the only way I survived one night was by having a constant fire going the whole night. Before sundown, I saw all the wood and lit her up with the plastic. And bang, but you gotta be careful that plastic, will stick on your skin and shit. But you got nothing, that's the only way. I always carry a supply of lighters. I don't bother about all that other nonsense, rubbing sticks together, mate. You carry them lighters, because they were, or matches, fuck that, they get wet. And anything can get wet. These carry bags are not waterproof. And boom, you're done. Like a dinner, right? But them lighters, you just put them in a dry pocket somewhere. And yeah, you got 3 of them, say. Even one breaks, goes out of fuel, you still got 2 others. They work, they come on, they stay on enough to light the plastic. The plastic goes up like a bonfire, and you got dead set wet wood off the ground. All nice to burn. Yeah, that's how that. Oh, we got a bicycle track here. I don't know where I should get on that. But I'm going over the bridge. I'm going the way I came, and that's this way. Because that's closest to McDonald's and their free Wi-Fi. So we've got no Wi-Fi. I was in there the other day, man, and probably made a bit of a spectacle of myself. But you got to do what you got to do. Otherwise, you're going to succumb. That's just how it is. Well, there's some nice people up front. Bonjour, messieurs. Bonjour. And so I head up over this bridge and back to the Golden Arches, and I think that's their big sign over there. Oh no, that's KFC. KFC's here too, but I don't know whether KFC would give me free Wi-Fi. I'd head to KFC. But I did buy a packet of large French fries. But guess what? Guess what? I was rewarded. And I sat down there and ate them, and they give me a mayonnaise sauce and a tomato sauce. And I know they're not good for you, the French fries, right? In a health-wise sense, but they were really delicious and probably saved my bum to get me to, I call it Liddell, and I brought some food. This is what I do, right? I've been told back in Australia by this famous artist. He came up beside me and he showed me, he said, this is what you do. If you want to lift, this is what you do. And he says, he said, don't drink tap water, don't drink bottled water. You only drink the water you collect out of the sky. This is how adamant he was, that the water is no good. And then he said, you get a lemon, and you put the lemon juice, and your lemon pulp, the seeds, and the lemon zest. And then, me, I go further, I eat the lemon zest. I don't throw it in the bin. I eat the whole thing. Here, this thing kind of dangerous, but I could get run over because I can't bloody see. I'm gonna hook it up on my head more. If I had the Velcro, I could see where I'm going. I might not get lost. And I probably will get lost. That bridge is huge and I can't see it. Anyway, yeah, so tell you what. This is how it is. I'm just stepping carefully. Because the cars are swapped over here. And my navigation, I'd write down, because I don't have Wi-Fi, I'd write down the navigation on a piece of paper. I go 3 off the roundabout, but I'm thinking back in Australia terms. 1, 2, 3 left to bloody Jujon or whatever it's called, right? I'm counting it like Australia, but here's backwards, so I'm going to the wrong town. Man, what an idiot. Anyway, so I'm good. I have survived this little hypothermic think I'm going to die episode by the friendly help of the kind Muslim people here. And that's my report today. I met this lovely man last night. Once a month I smoke my little pipette pipe in honour of Poppy, because Poppy and Uncle Leslie smoke, right? And the kind guy gave me some tobacco, give me some rolls, yeah, you give me a too, and show me how to roll in that. So I'm set for that, and I think I'm good. I think I'm good in the wood. So thanks, sports fans. I love yous. I enjoy yous. I enjoy this place. I enjoy this time. I enjoy this life. And it's been often told to me, you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's a new day, then you're blessed. You know what I mean? Because you're alive. And when you're alive, you survive. Okay, sports fans, I love yous. Remember, it's all good anywhere in the wood.